Hi everyone, welcome back to the Reclaim Ranch. My name is Tara, and these projects are the leftovers from the 40/40 challenge that I got in my Goodwill Bins haul. So that first one was just some garden hole diggers, and I thought I would just clean those up and display them with some florals in it on a stack of books. So that was pretty easy. And this next one here is a butcher block and very thick, very heavy. So I took it and sanded it all down, and then I had some leftover spindles that I cut little blocks off of. I loved that chippy look, and I gave it some little feet using the Tite Bond wood glue, and I let it sit there for a couple of hours before going in and putting the hemp oil on, which is food safe. And I'm using the Fusions hemp oil, and you can see that it instantly just soaks right into that wood. So it's obviously been very dry for a very long time. So I did do 2 coats. I let the first coat sit on for about 20 minutes, and then I went again over it just to make sure that it was completely saturated, and it refinishes it a lot better that way. But this is such a pretty butcher block. I didn't want it to end up in the landfill. I mean, there was a few cut marks and there was a burn mark, but I sanded down most of the burn mark, but I ended up just putting that on the bottom so you couldn't see it. But, you know, people just tend to throw things away after a little bit of time, and they don't want to put the energy in to refinish it, which is sad. So that's what I do. And this third project was, if you remember in the last video, I had this wrought iron piece that I picked up. I thought was super cool. And so I went out on the hunt at some thrift stores and found these little glasses. They're bigger than a shot glass, but smaller than a regular drinking glass. So I'm not sure what they're used for, but they fit perfect in this. And then what I'm going to do is put some little succulents in those little glasses, and it gives this wrought iron piece a whole new life and reason to live. And then this fourth project was, if you remember, I had the tapestry that was, I think the transparent solar system was what it was called, and I looked it up online, and it really wasn't worth that much, so I took it off. And this is my intent on this project anyway. I was just gonna get that piece from the bins to make my own tapestry wall hanging. So I also found this curtain there that has gorgeous fabric, really pretty cream color. It's kind of like drop cloth. And so I just cut a piece off of that, and I should have ironed it. I just get so kind of lazy and impatient, but I can always iron it afterwards. But I'm going to put a transfer on it. And so the first things first, I'm going to hot glue over the sides to give it a nicer edge. I tried to use as many seamed edges as possible, so I didn't have to do this all the way around. So it was just 2 sides that I ended up doing this on. And then I kept the grommets because I thought it would make an easier way to add the bottom wood piece and kind of give it a different feel. So when I was finished gluing the edges, what I did was I took that top piece, that bar, and just wrapped it around and hot glued it together. And you got to make sure when you have already a piece of rope tied on there that you glue it in the fashion that when you hold it up, it's going to hold straight across and not kind of buckle forward. It's kind of hard to explain. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, but so I kind of checked it before continuing forward. So I glued this part on first, and then, sorry, it's kind of out of frame a little bit, but it ended up working really well. And I use the Gorilla Glue. It seems to be the best glue out there on the market as far as the strength and durability. I've tested a couple, like from Walmart and the Dollar Tree, and I just found that the Gorilla Glue is worth the money. So that's why I use that. And here I am testing it out. And then I'm just going to glue back just a little bit further. And right there I glued it a little bit too far, so when I picked it up I had to kind of pull it apart a little bit. But that's what you want to do, is just test it. And then we're going to go in with the IOD transfer called Elysium. Beautiful florals. So these are 4 pieces that kind of go together. However, I'm just going to use 2 of them and go across the bottom. And so I picked the 2 that I wanted, and it was kind of a fun one for me. I haven't done a full transfer like this, a full sheet, in quite a while. I usually end up cutting mine up, but it was fun to be able to line them up and have it just go all the way across. So you just cut the extra off on each side, and you put one transfer down first and then just line up the other one to that transfer and continue on. And so it's pretty simple. And it's the same thing, just take the backing off and place it where you need it to go, and then use your little handy dandy tool to push it down onto the fabric. The fabric sometimes needs it a little bit more. It needs a little bit more rubbing than a normal hard surface. You just got to keep going, and eventually it will release from that plastic paper. So I thought it needed just a little bit more than just the floral, so I'm going to go in with my IOD Millets Pages transfer and cut out some beautiful butterflies, and then I'll just kind of place those around randomly, and then it should be all done. I think this turned out so pretty, and I probably will iron it. I'm going to iron from the back side though, not on a super high heat. And then put it in the booth And hopefully this will bring some good money for my challenge. I've never won one of these thrift challenges before, so keeping my fingers crossed. We have 40 days. Well, I'm a little late on getting it in the booth, but I think by June 25th is when we have to have everything sold by, or as much as possible sold by. So we'll see what the outcome is, and hopefully I'll be in the ranking to win some cool decoupage papers. I know this was a quick and easy video this week, but I hope you still were able to, get some new techniques or knowledge about transfers and the different things that you can marry together. Think outside the box. Like normally this will be a garden tool, but it can also be home decor if you style it, So let me know what your favorite was. And I think for me this week, it's going to be that wall hanging for sure, just because I love the florals and the butterflies. And we're still in our spring, almost summer season. So that definitely has my heart for this week's one. So take care, y'all, and I'll see you back on Tuesday. Have a wonderful Memorial weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you then. Bye.